motivational podcast all around helping you guys live your most abundant, positive, and happiest lives. So I interview a lot of founders of companies, influencers, entrepreneurs, just change makers in the world on their entrepreneurial journeys and inspiring stories in hopes of inspiring you guys to make the same strides in your life, learn just valuable resources from these amazing people, and just expand your life because this life is abundant. And on that note, in this episode today, I'm going to be going over my top 25 lessons I've learned in my 25 years of living. So I'm 25, turning 26, and I thought this video would be super fun to make on the lessons I've learned because I know the journey is ever evolving, but there's so much we learn and everything we go through, we grow through. So I thought this video would be cool to kind of like bullet down these 25 lessons. And I kind of want to make it the 4 agreements kind of style where they're kind of just like statements, game-changing like mottos that I've learned and adopted over the years. So enjoy, subscribe if you like the content and it resonates, and like the video if you are loving the content, and let me know in the comments below which one of the 25 that you resonate with the most and the one that you'll probably like maybe keep in a note on your phone, tape on your wall, because honestly, I'm huge on that, and all these little mantras, sayings, lessons that I've learned have been pivotal in my life. So that being said, let's dive into the episode. Okay, my loves on YouTube, we are going to dive into the podcast. You guys are going to get to see a little bit of the behind the scenes and how I filmed this baby, but let's dive into it. Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and a Good Vibe. So today on the podcast, it's a special one because I'm going to be recording my top 25 lessons that I've learned in my 25 years of living. And I'm really excited to do this one because the idea just kind of came to me. It's my 26th birthday next week, and I'm like, can't even believe that. I feel like when I turned 25, I was like, oh my gosh, a quarter of a century, where did the time go? But now that I'm turning 26, and boy, what a year this was, because I remember last year, it was like the beginning of quarantine, and I was home with my family, back home in Toronto, which it was honestly such a beautiful birthday, and just spending time like literally inside with my family. It was so chill, and it just served. I think there's so many lessons and blessings. And if you guys listen to this podcast, you know I'm huge on that. Like everything that we go through in life, we grow through. It's all in our perspective, our mindset that we adopt to life that determines what we get out of life. And I think this is why I'm so excited to record this, because there's so many lessons and silver linings and perspective shifts and things I've adopted over my 25 years of living that it was so easy to just like conspire a list really quickly, even just with like notes in my phone and things that I always write down and journal prompts and different things I had written down that I wanted to share. And I was like, this is such a perfect episode opportunity. The idea just came, and I was like, I'm going to record 25 lessons, mantras, takeaways that I've learned that really stuck with me. And these are going to be in no particular order, but I could have wrote 50. So it's good that I'm 25, but man, the list could go on, but these are the ones that stuck out to me, and I'm so excited to share them. So I hope this episode serves as such a catalyst, a reminder. I'll probably listen to this episode when I'm feeling down and in my feels, because there's so many gems in here, and they're just like these tools that I'm all about growing your toolkit. And these are all tools that I hope and I know will serve as a tool in your toolkit. So take that what you will. If this episode is providing value and you guys are loving the content, definitely share this podcast with a friend. Give me a rating or review on iTunes. That could be like the greatest thing ever for the podcast. And I would really appreciate it if you would take 2 seconds to do so, or share the love on social media, tag Coffee and a Good Vibe. I would love to shout you out and just thank you for your time. Also, we are on YouTube. So if you guys are listening to this and you want to watch the video, I'm recording a video. We're doing both now. We got the YouTube channel's got a lot of wellness series videos and health videos and morning routine videos and all the things that are going to serve and aid in helping you guys live your most abundant, fulfilling lives. And that's the premise of why I'm doing the show and the vision for scaling the show. It's all about really just being in this abundant life together, living it to the fullest. And it's my sole mission to provide you guys with all the tips, tools, strategies, resources, inspirational stories, everything you need to guide you in your most abundant, blessed lives. So let's dive into the 25 lessons. Okay, so just before I jump into these 25 lessons, 25 years, 25 lessons, I want to say that I kind of made it 4 agreements style. So if you guys know the book, The 4 Agreements, there's 4 agreements and he goes into each point, but the main way of how he just like has like the 4 notes, I kind of want to keep this episode short and sweet so you can refer back to it and it's not something that's 3 hours if I elaborate on each of the 25 points. So I digress. Let's dive into it. Number 1, health is wealth. You know that if you feel amazing, if you are fueling your body like a machine, athlete or no athlete, I come from an athletic background, but athlete or not, I think that we are all athletes of life, and truly, if you can prioritize and optimize your health, you can live your most fulfilled, abundant version because you are operating at your best. So eat for you, know yourself, don't try not to fall into the fad diets and things, but adopt things that are going to serve you and work for you because they truly work for you and they're not a trend. So health is wealth. Remember that saying because it truly is wealth in so many ways. Number 2, self-awareness is key to life and to everything. Knowing yourself and you will thrive. And I agree with this so much because self-awareness has allowed me to step into the me that I am creating every day and make decisions that are going to serve me and not feel bad about it. But I have a lot of tools on how to cultivate self-awareness, but I truly think that the more self-aware we can get and we know ourselves, the more we can actually get ourselves on a rocket ship to thrive. Number 3, audit your life regularly, consistently. It is so helpful, and honestly, it is the most important thing we can do. So the people you surround yourself with, where you invest your time, check in with yourself. It's kind of like an extension of self-awareness, but check in with yourself on the external too. So how you're spending your days, how much you're getting done, the people you're around, are they fulfilling and adding to your life, or are they taking away? How do you feel when you're around them? Where are you? Are you in a place that you want to thrive? How do you spend your time in the day? Doing these like check-ins and audits are vital, and they will really, really serve as a catalyst, not just in results, but just making you feel like your best self and your happiest self. Number 4, be your own best friend. So I don't want it to sound sad, but it is so true. So in order for us to just like literally have that self-love, I think we need to be our own best friend. And sometimes we don't treat ourselves like we would someone we love. And that kind of extends into a later point. But when I moved to LA, I knew no one here. I had to start from ground zero, no family, no friends here. And I actually really got into, I'm so grateful for that time of the 2 years of like, or 1 year of like really like finding myself here, because if I wasn't my own best friend, taking myself out to lunches, coffee shops, taking myself to different things to experience life here, honestly, I grew such a deep relationship with myself. And I think it's such an important quality to date yourself, be your own best friend, because that's when you can really then know you're just going to always have that love and gratitude for yourself, and imagine who you're going to bring into your life if you have that strong self-love within first and you don't go seek that in someone else to fulfill for you. Number 5 is do you, boo. So people are always going to have an opinion, and the most important one that matters is your own. And it's so, so true, because even when we play the game at a bigger level of life, you find that there's always going to be people, except more people, in fact, who will have an opinion. And as long as you actually know who you are, where you stand, that's why that self-awareness piece is so, so key, man. You are always going to feel grounded and good and guided. So do you, and just trust that you are on your infinite path, and don't let other people's opinions hold you back. Number 6, abundance is your birthright. That one is like I think I should get it like tattooed on my wrist, because I believe in it so wholeheartedly. Abundance is everywhere. Opportunity is everywhere. And honestly, we can all have it all. It's just all about what we believe to be true in ourselves, right? In our mindset, removing limiting beliefs that do not serve us. Abundance is the universe is abundant. There's an abundance of connections. Having the abundance mindset and mentality is going to serve you so wholeheartedly, and knowing that from your core that there's so much abundance in this world to go around. There's enough room for you to be successful and you to be successful and everyone to thrive. That mantra is going to serve you so abundantly. Abundance is your birthright. Never forget it. I love that word. I always say it because, man, we attract what we are, and only putting out those positive vibes, that positive intent, it'll just bring it back. So same thing with abundance. Operate in abundance, be abundant, and the universe is going to mirror that right back to you. Number 7, don't block your blessings. This one's one I've been sitting with recently, guys, So sometimes we put ourselves in a place where we are blocking ourselves from receiving in the abundance that the universe has to offer us. So, like taking those instinctive pulls, like going on that beach walk when you feel called to, taking a break from work, saying yes to like the plans that are a little bit outside your comfort zone, to hang out with someone new, just doing the things that you feel called to do, because whenever you are living in alignment, you cannot block your blessings. So sometimes I think when I say no to plans because I'm trying to force myself to keep doing work, I block opportunities and blessings. So it's almost like that self-awareness, like, yes, being intentional with your time, but then also like saying yes to the signs of the universe and going with your gut, because that's how you can live in alignment with your blessings. I think I can do a whole episode on this because not blocking your blessings is key. Number 8, uplift your vibe. Focus on your vibe, because your vibe attracts your tribe and really everything else in your life. The key is feeling good. And if we're in high vibrations, if you are good energy, imagine what you're going to attract into your life. Imagine the person that you are going to operate as, and imagine the people who are going to want to be affiliated with you because your vibe is just so high and they're like, what is she on or he on? I want that. Your vibe is so vital and it matters. So make sure that you guys are focusing on what uplifts you, because, man, your energy is what will attract you to different things, and it'll bring in more good if you are operating from this high vibrational place. Number 9, journal. Find a journal practice. Adopt journaling. It's the cheapest form of therapy. Tim Ferriss said that statement once in a podcast, like, journaling's the cheapest form of therapy. And I was like, oh, that's so true. It's so crazy. And especially like in lower times of my life, in my 25 years, I've had like low moments. And I pulled out a journal when I felt alone and that I didn't have anyone to talk to, or fear of judgment. I had a journal and I would write. Blank page, clear canvas. No one's looking in on it. It's just me, myself, and a paper. And man, it helped so much. It served like a catalyst, and it helped me understand myself. So I write out everything in a journal. I have a video on journaling on my YouTube now where I break it down, and I'll link that below, because there's so many ways you can journal to unlock different things, whether you want to use journaling to just uplift your mood and reflect on gratitude, whether you want to use it to get clear on your next business venture or your big visions, or you just want to use it to literally vent. It's there for you, and I have a video on that because it's so important. It's been pivotal in my own life. Number 10, set goals and dream beyond. So I don't want to just be like, set goals. No, dream beyond. Like, I am so big on this that I think people are like, and good if people think this, they think like, oh, you're crazy. I'm sure people think that when I always ask people I'm around, like, oh, what are your goals? Like, what do you want to accomplish? And my goals, guys, are really audacious and big, but they should be, because you have to dream big in order to achieve big. Your mind has to get there before you do. So I truly believe in that. And we don't really, sometimes we underestimate how much we can do in a lifetime, and we underestimate our abilities. So we don't got time for that. We just dream big and don't hold back at all. And if anyone says anything too about those dreams, like, that's just a reflection on their mindset and their character. And that's why it's so important to audit your environment. But just dream big, like, think bigger, think more. You can do it all. 11, consume content that serves you and people, and consume people that only serve you. But consume content that only serves you. So these inputs are everywhere and they shape us. And it's crazy because with social media now, it's so easy to just consume. Like I find this, like I'll be waiting for an elevator and I'll be on Instagram stories, or I'll be doing that, and I'm just consuming. And I'm not saying like that's a negative thing, but just making sure, I'm not like gonna go on a rant about social, but like making sure just like the things you're following online are serving you, because I think that's when social media gets a bad rap with like the media, but it's because of some of the things that are in your face. But just choose what you follow, right? Choose what you follow, choose what you're consuming, and you'll notice you feel better too. Like when I follow Jay Shetty and just like good friends that make me feel good. Jay Shetty's like my idol, by the way. That's why I said him first. I feel good. I feel empowered. I feel motivated. One of my goals is to make my show like a Jay Shetty show. Like what he's created with the podcast is absolute goals to me. And when I look at his content and absorb it, I'm so inspired. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to get there one day. It's like all going to happen. And it's so crazy to like, it's what you consume that can kind of like have those impressions on you. Oh, and one more note on the consuming. Think about yourself in a bubble, in a container, a safe container, a bubble, a shield, and that no one can pierce through that bubble because it's your safe container of what you're consuming and the people you let to get in your bubble. I love visualization, and that's like why I love it so much. Number 12, release things that no longer serve you, including people. Elevation requires separation. This has been so big for me in my recent years of my growth that I've been having. I feel like it's not a bad thing. I just feel like I've come through so many realizations of people in my life that don't serve anymore, and that's totally cool. We just have different views and people who I am aligning with, and the abundant people who are on my wavelength. So honoring that elevation requires separation. It's totally okay. Everyone has their own goals in life and their own trajectories. So honoring yours, releasing the things that aren't serving. It's totally okay to have a breakup with different things in your life because you are on a different rocket ship, a different trajectory that you want to get to. So honor that. Okay, guys, a quick second to talk about our health and vitality. And I'm going to share with you guys a product that I've been loving lately, and this is Leaky Gut Guardian by Optimizers. Guys, this product has been game-changing to optimize my gut and make sure it's a healthy place to thrive, because if you guys didn't know this, your gut is responsible for everything. It's the reason how your skin looks. It's responsible for having that glowy, healthy skin, your immunity, more importantly, your happy hormones. It literally does everything. And a lot of people, we walk around with guts that aren't a thriving place. So this is why I love this product. It's a prebiotic, probiotic blend. But not only does it taste amazing, it has specific proteins, and one is called IGY Max, which is a specific egg-based protein that is like no other. It'll repair your gut lining, which, let's be real, with the food that's in society today, we can actually be ingesting a lot of toxins that aren't making our guts a healthy and thriving place. So we need to combat that, have a shield, have our healthy prebiotics, probiotic blend that we can have every single day, and just keep us on our A game. Because if you're listening to this podcast, if you guys are all about this kind of living our most abundant life, health is wealth, and it starts from really having the products that are going to support us to thrive. So our good friends at Optimizers have been so generous and given us a special 10% off code for the Coffee and a Good Vibe family. So if you guys go to the website, link below on the screen, you guys can get a 10% off discount code using the code VIBES at checkout, and also I'll have everything linked below. But the amazing thing of what they're doing is you guys can give it a try, and even if you don't like it, which I know you will, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can fully try the products, and if you don't like it, they'll give you your money back. But I know you're gonna love it. It's been a staple in my routine. Comes in amazing flavors, vanilla and chocolate. You're probably like, girl, you sold me at chocolate. So give it a try, and let's dive back into the episode. Number 13, visualize. Adopt a visualization practice. Feeling is the secret. Guys, my visualization process has changed my life because it's the one thing that's really, really made my mind get there. I say it a lot in my content. Your mind has to get there before you do. You have to feel it in your core. You have to, the feeling is the secret. But how do you get there when you maybe, how do you get to $1 million home when you're sitting in a apartment where you're renting and it's even like a lot, you think it's a lot of money, or like you're sharing a bedroom? Like, how do you feel it, Ayesha, when you're there? And trust me, girl, boy, I know. So that's why visualization has been vital to me. When I moved to LA and I had no business, no money, and I was like even stressing to buy coffees, because that was my time when I was moving. It was the hustle. I would visualize myself spending, like, there's like a place in LA called Erewhon, and like they have really overpriced like everything. And it's so fun to go there. It's like amazing health smoothies. And now I go there all the time. It's embarrassing. But I remember like when I used to visualize, I'd visualize myself like getting up $30 smoothie there, and like every morning like going to Erewhon, getting smoothies, and like I would just visualize my apartment that I lived in, my place that I live in right now. I visualized the high ceilings, the windows, the natural light, like everything I'm sitting in, I visualized it and I got my mind there. And yes, it was a lot of hard work in the process, but getting my mind there and visualizing it, it was like I was already there. So now that I'm here now and I'm still evolving and growing, I was already here in my mind and I believed it as my reality. And I can do another whole podcast on this if you guys would like, but visualization has changed my life, and I really recommend adopting a visualization practice. Number 14, enjoy the ride, because this journey is ever evolving. Man, if I could tell myself that even like 5 years ago, and I'm still trying to tell myself that at 26, soon to be 26, it's so true, because I always want things yesterday. And as millennials, as people growing up in society wants you to think that it happens overnight, and it doesn't, especially with some of my goals right now. I want it yesterday and I'm working so hard, but I'm trying to really, really cultivate the enjoyment in the now and just telling myself, Ayesha, you're going to get there. So just enjoy the ride, because it's so true. Like when you're there, oh my God, you're chasing the next there. Like when I moved here and I was like trying to like just like get my feet up and running, I would have dreamed to be at a certain point, and then I get there and then I'm dreaming for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So honor the now, enjoy the now, because that's the ride. That's the journey of life, right? It's the destination. It's not the end point, because the destination is ever evolving. Number 15, be love, give love, receive love. We attract what we are. So when it comes to love, when it comes to life, I'm not like in a relationship or married or anything like that. So I'm not like over here like the love God or the love coach, but I'm just saying with my experience of being a single gal and just honoring my life and my timing and working hard and just being present in my life, man, just being an abundant being and being loving to everyone in my life, I just feel at peace, and I feel like this is an area of my life that I know is going to happen. Like I know we are all meant to have our lover. I don't know. There's like this saying with twin flames and soulmates, but I truly believe like everyone has their person, and like, what's the rush? Like, don't rush it into it. I see it with girlfriends of mine when they really want to be in a relationship. And you can feel that energy, and it's just like the more at peace you are and the more love you have for yourself, you're going to attract the magic person. And it's such a beautiful thing when two wholes come together in a relationship versus like two people really seeking a relationship. That's not going to be as fulfilling of a relationship as when two abundant people come together, and that's just love. And man, I just think that if you are a being of love, you have self-love for yourself, you give love out, the universe is going to deliver the perfect partner for you. So just be love, give love, receive love. Number 16, everything happens for you. Life happens for you, not to you. That has been like the biggest perspective shift and the biggest thing that I've been really sitting with. When you change the way you look at things, the way that you look at things change, right? It's such a true saying. So adopt the perspective that will serve you always. There's always blessings and lessons in this life. So honor that. Try to flip it on its head, right? When you're going through something that's really hard, try to see like, what is this level of life teaching you? What's this circumstance, these tough circumstances trying to teach you? There's always a lesson and a silver lining, even if that lesson and silver lining kind of comes out months after, right? Because I feel like that happens a lot too when we're going through a shitty time. We realize like once we're through the shitty time, oh, that's what I had to learn. Oh, I'm so grateful because of that. Just like cultivating this, like everything happens for you, not to you. Keeping that in the back of your mind, it'll serve you so much more and it'll make it a lot easier to go through, because everything we go through, we grow through. Number 17, more gratitude, more blessings, more appreciation for all things, all moments of life. So the big things, the little things, especially those little things, I feel like when you're so grateful for the little things of life, the simplest things, makes the days just like so much better. And just the more we appreciates back, right? And that's one of the things that I love. It's like life gives us more of that. So just honoring, being so grateful every single day. And there's always so much to be grateful for, whether it's like the person who you walk by on the street and they smiled, or like the person who made your coffee, or the text that your friend sent you that made you feel good, or like the fact that you got parking where you wanted to. Like I get so excited in LA when I find like a spot that I can kind of like drive into versus parallel park, because I'm not like a parallel parker kind of gal. I don't like it. It always takes me so many tries. It's just little things. The little things are the big things. Just be so grateful. More reflect on those things, because when you notice those things and you're just actually always like stating what you're grateful for and your blessings, like, oh, I'm so grateful for this, man, it just like will make you lighter and happier when you acknowledge the little things in life that you're grateful for. All adds up. Number 18, comparison is the thief of joy. Oh boy, this one is a big one. We can totally get caught up, guys, in the comparison game, but we don't want to play that game. You are unique, so just be you unapologetically. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Like, we can't change who we are, and why would you want to? Because God made us all beautiful the way we are. And I wish I could tell my younger self this when I was in school, and I would always want to like be the other girl, or be the cool kid, or have hair that was light, and like and be like thinner. Like, I'm just going to be super candid and real. Like, when I was younger, all these thoughts came through my head, and I wish I could like tell that little Ayesha, like, you are perfect just the way you are, and you can't change you. So love on you, because man, we are all like, imagine how much time we waste comparing, and just knowing it really does like steal your joy. Honoring who you are, because this is the body you're living in. This is the you you're living in. So celebrate you. And man, it's crazy confidence. And when you celebrate you, how much people like want to be around you and love that. So honor you. Don't compare yourself, because that's just a losing game that we don't want to play. Number 19, tell the people you love that you love them every single day. So tell them how much they mean to you every day. Make a conscious effort to do that, because we're never guaranteed another day. So please do this to everyone in your life that you love. I feel like we all get guilty of this, and it's so crazy. Like whenever someone passes and I listen to what they would say to them, and like their posts or their podcasts that they post about them, it really gets me in my feels when they say like, I would have told them how much I love them more, and like said it again, or just said it more often, how much I appreciate them. And I just think that nothing is guaranteed. So we always should express love for everyone in our life. Like if someone means something to you, tell them. And also, like, can you ever say it too much to someone? Like, I love you. Can you ever say it? I don't think so. So send a text to someone right now. Say, I love you. I'm thinking about you. You're amazing. Just do it. And I'm telling you, they're going to be so happy if you did that. Number 20, nothing is life or death. So that sounds gory. Nothing is life or death. But what I mean by that is learning this for me has been really helpful in my entrepreneurial journey, and more recent than not. like just getting really busy with work and scaling in my business, and very grateful, like expanding my team, having multiple business ventures. I feel like I'm human. I get overwhelmed and I will have a lot on my plate. And sometimes I feel like a lot of people are nagging at me at one time. And it's been a learning lesson for me in this like past year, more so than ever. And I'm excited to see like next year where I'm at. But learning that I can honor myself right now, and really when things are urgent, it can wait. Like it's like a business. Like when I'm getting nagged at by like people on my team or people I work with, I'm just like, wow, if I'm like doing something for me, it can wait. And it's so important to set up boundaries in your life and in business especially. And yeah, things can wait. It's not always like life or death right now. I need it now. Things can always wait. And this is like something with work, and I feel like I do a podcast on boundaries and work because I'm learning a lot as being a young business owner on all of this stuff, and I'm so grateful for scaling. But new levels, new devils, you always gotta grow and evolve. The problems like don't go away, they just get different and bigger. 21, energy is everything. So fulfill your cup and still the overpour onto all those around you. Your health and optimizing you is so important. Your mental health, your cup, your energy, your batteries, you got to recharge, because I'm a recovering people pleaser over here. I always do it. I always have to be everyone's friend. I always want to like do the most for others. But the biggest thing I've learned is like how much my Ayesha time is so important, and not to feel guilty for it, because that allows me to then spill the overpour onto others. So if I have my like 2-hour window in the morning where I don't reply to texts, or I do if I feel like it, and I work out and I journal and I visualize and I meditate and I have my health things, supplements that I like to make. I have a video on that too on my YouTube. I'll link that one below. But I have like my health and wellness routine, and it's like if I can be present with myself in the morning, I can then actually feel so energized for the day and go ham at like talking to people all day and pouring all my energy out into people and being there. So really, really, energy is everything. Fulfill your cup and spill that overpour onto others is so important. Number 22, be kind, always, more empathy, more compassion. So we're all the same, and you never know what else someone might be going through or the day they had. So especially like with this point, it's like, you know, when someone is rude to you or cuts you off in traffic or whatever it may be, don't take that as like a reflection or something at you. Just give them more love and more empathy and more compassion back, because we don't know the day they've had. We don't know if like something shitty in their life happened or what they're going through. So it also kind of comes down to that bubble, like not letting anything pierce through. I think empathy, compassion, and love can also harden the shield on the bubble, because you're just such an abundant being who emanates empathy, compassion, and love for people. You're always just winning when you have that as like the things that you embody in your life. Because man, like if everyone had compassion and empathy for others, imagine how kind people would be just naturally. People have their guard up sometimes. So just be a good person. We're all given certain circumstances, and just be so grateful for where you're at and be a good human and give more compassion and empathy, because life's a mirror, right? You guys know karma. Some people believe in karma. I think life just will give you exactly what you put out. Number 23, treat everyone equal. So stay humble and grounded, and the ones that keep you grounded, keep the ones that keep you grounded close. So for me, family is everything. They always taught me like love is love. Like you love everyone the same. My mom always says like you treat everyone the same. Like doesn't matter if they are the janitor or the cleaning lady, like everyone you treat the same way. Doesn't matter who they are, how much money they have, what they like. I've always been raised with those values. So I just want to enforce that here, because it kills me when I see people, I see it more here in LA, like in certain social settings, of how people treat people. And it's always such a reflection of their character. And I don't like that energy when I'm around people when I see people even who treat people poorly like that. I don't have time for that. Like that, it's not my people. I think everyone, doesn't matter who you are, we're all dealt certain circumstances. Doesn't matter what anyone does for a living, how much money they make, you treat everyone with the same love and respect that you want to receive. And I don't know why, but in LA, I feel like a lot, when I moved here too, I felt it, like everyone wants to know like what you do for a living. And that's like the main question on if they talk to you. And that's just not my ethos. That's just not my way. Like, talk to the person because you want to connect with them and vibe with people as humans and not by what they do. So treat everyone equal, guys. Just please. Hate has no place. Even with like everything we dealt with in the past year, with like all the racial injustice issues that came to surface and everything that has transpired, I think that love heals all. And it's just crazy to me how there's people who have such different views with others. Like, we're all the same and everyone should be treated with that love. And that really got in my feels. I have episodes actually with on like amplifying melanated voices of my brothers and sisters on this podcast. During that time, I released a couple episodes just specifically with friends of mine on their experiences being like African American, and just their experiences of life. And there's so much to learn from other people. Like, oh, that was so inspiring, those conversations. Michaela Petty, that episode, it was so insightful to hear her journey as a young, beautiful African-American woman. And like, she's younger than me, and hearing her experiences at like 23 and what she's experienced, it's crazy. So I just feel like if people were just more loving to everyone and treat everyone equally from the get, we wouldn't have as much of those issues. And I'm just excited for a future where there's going to be more of those humans and more love. And I'm so happy that things were like brought to the forefront and changes were made. I don't want to get into that, but I know like it's going to be a journey with that. And I'm excited to see the positive transformations that society makes. I'll leave it there. But 24, infinite faith in everything. So faith has served me so much. My like believing in my faith and really sticking with faith. Faith will never steer you wrong. Like, your timing. I heard this on a Big Sean podcast with Jay Shetty, but he says Godspeed is like the saying, like everything in Godspeed. And it's so crazy because after I heard that saying, I saw like a guy at the gym with a shirt that said Godspeed. And I'm like, so basically to me, I always say divine timing. So I think it's just the same thing. So it's honoring just that timing. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. So honor that timing of your life, guys, because it's all divine timing. It all happens in Godspeed, as Big Sean says. And yeah, I think that having faith in the journey, I have like a intentional bracelet on me and it says faith. It's so true that always lean into your faith, because you just have that greater inner knowing that it's all gonna work out. And number 25 is smile every day. Find reasons to laugh, to dance for no reason, to put your face in the sunshine, because this life is so short. And I think the happiest ones and the ones who live the most abundant, fulfilled experiences of life are the ones who take each day and live it to the fullest and don't take one day for granted. So that is comprised not of like materialistic things, but the simplest things in life are free. And it's so crazy how that is so true, right? Like, the ones who literally live the most happiest and abundant lives, like, they could have a lot of material items, sure, but like they're also like the happiest ones and the ones who know how to like brighten up a room. And I just say, like, just enjoy life, celebrate this beautiful life every single day, and it will celebrate you right back, baby. It will, and bring you all the abundance that this world has to offer. Sometimes like we think, oh, I need to travel here, I need to have this experience, and then I'll experience some joy in my routine. But nah, experience it every single day of life. You can live happy, you can live abundant, you can live your best fulfilled life. And start with smiling. Just smile, uplift the vibe, smile at someone else. I've been lately dancing randomly in my day, I'm like, you know what, I need a break. And then start dancing. It's so crazy. It's like, it's free to do, but you'll notice a trend, right? Like all the things that bring you the most joy are really like are free. So I love you guys so much. If you stuck to the end, kudos to you. I would love to hear which tip out of the 25 are the ones that like stuck with you and that you would like write down in your phone, maybe bookmark, maybe put on a sticky note and remember, maybe text to a friend. Also text them the link to this episode if it served. That would be such a sweet, sweet thing to get this episode to more people, because that's my sole goal. My visions, guys, my dreams are big for this podcast, and you best believe in my mind, I'm there. So now it's just about enjoying the ride to get there and being in flow with it. Because yes, like, I'll have my days too where I'm like, I'm working so hard. I want the growth yesterday, but it's all a journey, divine timing, and trusting that. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. If you guys are not subscribed to the podcast, please subscribe, give me a rating and review. It helps the podcast reach more people, and it just helps extend this vision and this goal of expanding the family. And I got a lot of big goals for moving this community offline, you know, events, activations, real life connections where we can all hug in real life, like a lot of things coming. And the mission and movement is not a solo journey. It happens with all of us. So I just want to thank you and honor you for being a part of this mission and abundant journey in life. And I hope that this episode served, and I am sending you all the love. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.